If you fire a gun at someone and miss, you can be charged with attempted murder. But drive a 3,000-pound missile through red lights and stop signs, and you'll probably end up with nothing more than a fine.
Fox 6 investigator Brian Polson shows you why reckless driving is only treated like a violent crime after someone is hurt.
Yeah, Ben and Seth, there's probably no case that exemplifies this better than that of Daryl Chaplin. And we've told you about him before. Last spring, a reckless driver stopped by police 35 times in 3 years at that time. Well, since then, he's been pulled over at least 2 more times by Milwaukee police, but it's where he was going in such a hurry the last time that just might leave you shaking your head. So you're just going to keep on driving illegally no matter what?
It's one thing
You can suck a
to drive without a license,
I'm still out here baselining shit.
another to make a left turn from the far right lane directly in front of a squad car.
Like, I shouldn't have to hit my brakes to not hit you, know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, I feel you, but at the same time, I was trying to go this way, but I knew I was in the wrong lane. I didn't know you was right there.
Then again,
You got, like, the registration or anything that, like, bill of sale or anything that's got the VIN on it or anything
Hell
like that?
no.
25-year-old Daryl Chaplin seems to have no fear of getting caught, much less hurting someone else.
You're endangering the
I
public.
don't care.
I
don't
do.
care. I don't care.
We first told you about Chaplin in the spring of 2022.
Running res in broad day, that's me.
By then, he'd already been stopped 35 times in 3 years, 24 by Milwaukee police alone, for running red lights, blowing through stop signs, cutting off traffic, and speeding up to 41 miles per hour over the limit.
I'm in a wreck.
With no registration, no insurance, and no driver's license.
People don't care about that. That just, the older people care about that.
As far as I'm concerned, his picture should be on the dashboard of every Milwaukee police officer's cruiser.
Jordan Morales is a member of the Sherman Park Reckless Driving Committee, and he'd like police to get Chaplin off the road.
Please just do it for the sake of all of us in the community. Like, this guy is a menace.
Officers had that chance when they stopped him in September.
See, I was trying to turn this way type, but...
And again in December.
Johnson.
But once again, even though his license was revoked,
All right, just slow down for us, all right? I appreciate it. Thank you.
they let him drive away.
They know when he pulls away, he's breaking the law.
Right.
Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says that shouldn't happen.
We shouldn't allow individuals who don't have a license to drive away.
But he had no explanation for why it does.
We can look into it and make sure that we are doing everything we can to possibly, impact that particular individual.
4 years? Nearly 40 times? What are you waiting for?
Milwaukee Alderman Michael Murphy says Chaplin is a serious crash waiting to happen.
Are you waiting for this individual or other individuals like this to kill somebody before you do something?
For Abby Strong,
I'm living that heartache every day.
it was someone else who turned her world upside down.
It's a very selfish choice that he made that morning.
22-year-old Jose Silva was on his way to jury duty with a blood alcohol concentration more than twice the legal limit when he blew through 5 red lights on the Marquette University campus at 70 miles per hour before crashing into a Nissan sedan just outside the Wisconsin Club. Inside that car,
Hi everyone, it's Pastor Aaron Strong.
Abby's husband, Aaron, pastor of Grace Lutheran Church.
I could hold his cold hand and I could kiss his cold cheek, and I knew that he was with his Savior in heaven.
One reckless decision changed everything.
I thank the Lord that he didn't kill dozens of other people along the way, but he did kill my person.
Dad, take us deeper, take us deeper.
He killed my husband. He killed my children's father. And that has left a huge impact, not just on my family, but also on my church family too. They lost a pastor.
Unlike Chaplin, Silva had almost no prior record. Still, last month, he pleaded guilty to homicide.
Because you are in fact guilty.
Yes, Your Honor.
And now faces at least 10 years in prison.
There are consequences for this.
In other words, according to Wisconsin law, it's not just the behavior that matters, it's the result.
So reckless driving is only a violent crime if someone gets hurt or killed.
According to state law, for the most part, yeah. Yeah, and that's unfortunate.
Reckless driving continues to be a top issue, a top priority, a public safety priority for me.
Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson has focused heavily on re-engineering the roads, committing millions of dollars on curb bump outs that make it harder to pass on the right, and speed humps to slow down traffic on neighborhood streets.
I believe that it is having an effect.
And Chief Norman says targeted enforcement by his traffic safety unit is getting results.
I feel good. I feel that we are making headway.
But Murphy, the former chairman of Milwaukee's Reckless Driving Task Force, says it's not enough.
There is some improvement, but the reality is I think we have a long ways to go.
Especially when it comes to the city's most persistent offenders.
We're tired of being the damn fools around here.
And that's why Bob Donovan took the reckless driving debate to Madison.
Until we start seriously holding people accountable, and that means jail time for some of these repeat offenders, this problem is going to continue.
The longtime Milwaukee alderman is now in the state assembly, where he introduced two bills aimed at reckless drivers. One to double fines and potential jail sentences, the other to make it easier for police to take away their cars.
It takes the weapon out of the hands of reckless drivers.
Mayor Johnson showed up to support both bills.
Reckless driving is a scourge on Milwaukee.
And the legislature quickly passed them.
I will say that there's a message being sent.
Whatever the message is, Chaplin doesn't seem to hear it.
I'm stopping, you're going 59 miles an hour into 35.
Consider the irony of why he said he was speeding around 9 o'clock in the morning on December 14th.
Any reason why you're going that fast? I'm finna go to court. You going to court? Yeah.
He was late for traffic court in Waukesha.
I ain't finna do this with y'all again.
For driving while revoked.
You drove illegally to a court hearing for driving illegally.
Does it matter what I'm doing?
Judge Dennis Maroney fined him $442. No jail time. You can probably guess what happened next.
So how are you going to get home? Because this is your car, right?
I'm finna drive.
That's right. He drove home.
Tyrell Chaplin has not paid that $442 fine he got in Waukesha in January, and he owes nearly $10,000 in unpaid fines to the city of Milwaukee for 82 separate tickets since 2018. Police Chief Norman says the city might need to take a different approach with Chaplin, namely a lawsuit. The city has already sued two other repeat reckless drivers, resulting in court judgments that declared them a public nuisance. That means their next traffic violation could theoretically land them in jail for contempt of court. So far, no lawsuit against Chaplin.
Brian, police have the ability to tow some reckless driver's car. Why haven't they taken away Chaplin's vehicle?
Well, we've talked about that new policy, right? The police department's tow policy. It took effect last May, but it only applies in limited circumstances. And even then, officers have discretion whether or not to use it. Tomorrow night on Fox 6 News at 9, we're going to show you how often police are actually using that power to tow reckless drivers and what the mayor and police chief had to say about calls to expand the policy. Again, that's here tomorrow night. Fox 6 News at 9.
That story's incredible. You know, he's just one of many in the city. So, all right, Brian, thanks.